Yeah.
Hensley, you ready to do a tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at Canyon Overlook Trail. Got a couple of recommendations to do this one. I'd read on a blog that it was kind of an overlooked trail, ironically. A couple other people had suggested it, and a bus driver.
Listen to your bus drivers. They know their stuff.
Mom, are you fearful of heights?
It's only a mile. Straight up.
The tunnel in Zion National Park was constructed in the 20s, but it was completed July 4th, 1930. And at the time, it was the longest tunnel in the U.S. It's like a little over a mile long, which took them 3 years to blast that out.
You're sticky. Why are you sticky? Oh.
We got into it.
Let me see your hand. You got a lot of it.
Yeah.
Wow. Called sap. Can you say sap?
Sap.
Yep. Sap is sticky.
So this is a really pretty trail. It's a fairly easy hike. I think they rate it as moderate, but it's really short, and to get a view like this, I mean, it's really good for the view you get at the end, for sure.
Yeah, I'd say it's on the lower end of moderate just because it's so short. Big payoff though.
Yeah.
The hike you just saw was actually yesterday. It rained the rest of the day. We didn't get any other filming done, which usually doesn't happen. I try to always keep these continuous in one day, but sometimes the weather just doesn't work out. But
This way you just get to see an array of hiking in Zion National Park. Hensley and Mommy. Good job. We're gonna see some animals. We're going on a hike.
So this is Weeping Rock. It's about a half-mile hike up and back. It's a really big payoff for just a really short hike.
They call it Weeping Rock because all this water runs off the rock, and that's where you get all this vegetation at. And that's what's so unique, is that stuff blooms out of the rock because it's weeping this water. And today there's a lot of water, so it's really cool. So right across from Weeping Rock is Hidden Canyon Trail. It's 2.4 miles. It's supposed to be pretty strenuous. So far,
I'd agree with that, yeah. So we let Hensley go back with her grandmother to get to ride the bus again, which is what she likes doing anyways.
So anytime you question a hike, just go and talk to a ranger, and that's what we did. We went to the visitor center because it's a little wet today and asked if this would be okay to do with a carrier, and because it was wet, we opted for her to go back, and because it was strenuous, I don't think it was a hike that Mom wanted to do as well. So that works out because Hensley and my mom get to spend time together, and we get to spend some time together.
So this is the mouth of the canyon. The trail isn't real clear on where it's going, so it just hit scrambling required. I guess we're gonna see what happens.
This is really cool. I'm glad we didn't stop because we almost got confused and didn't come back here. And what I love about this is, even the ranger said it's still pretty well kept as far as like not a whole lot of people use this trail, so it's been more solitude for sure. It's really cool.
This is our last trail we're gonna show. It's to Observation Point, and it actually connects with Hidden Canyon that we just showed.
It kind of branches off, so you could tackle them both in a day or split them up like we did. Observation Point's 8 miles round trip. It's pretty strenuous, so we broke it up.
I really enjoy trails like this, where it's not a conga line. It feels more like hiking to me. But most of the time in the national parks, you don't get too much of this. It's pretty crowded on a lot of the trails.
The tougher the trail, the less people on it.
The park highlights certain trails, and usually those are your better trails, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily your best. We've gone to some really good trails in different parks that weren't necessarily like the premier trails.
The good part is the last mile has been flat, which is really nice. And there's probably like a pretty leveled out half mile in the middle of the trail. So only about 2.5 miles of switchbacks, which isn't as bad as we expected.
We thought it was 4 miles all uphill. So this has been a pleasant surprise.
It's pretty amazing. Definitely worth the hike. This is why we love hiking, because of the payoff at the end. We did Angel's Landing, and we felt like we were on top of the world up there, and that is it down there. You can see all the people on the rock. I think that was like a 1,400 foot climb. This is like around a 2,000 foot climb.
So this has been a really good hike. I think we could have maybe squeezed it out with Hensley with us. It would not have been easy. We've done longer than 8 miles with her before, but this does have a lot of uphill stuff with it. But as far as like the path stays about 4 feet across almost the whole time. So it's not nearly as bad as Angel's Landing or Hidden Canyon. So I think if you had teenagers or if you had a carrier and you think you could do it physically, I don't think it's nearly as hazardous as far as like losing your footing and that kind of thing. It's not as bad on the heights as the other two I mentioned. When you're going up 2,000 feet, I mean, it's gonna happen.
There's only one way to get up there, I guess.
But at least the path stays wide and level for the most part. So it took us 3 hours and 47 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We burned somewhere around 1,000 calories.
That we will blow later on.
Yes. You're about to see why you don't get here at 12 and try to do hikes at 12. That's the bus line.
It's like Disney World.
Man.
We were out looking for you.
Are you a puppy?
So we didn't grow up as big hikers, but it's something we've really grown to love. And I think especially if you're gonna spend time in these national parks, it's awesome to do some hiking too.
I just hope it's one of those family activities that we can do together. I mean, it's affordable. I mean, it doesn't usually cost you anything to go hiking for the most part. And we just get to spend time together, and it's quality time, and we get our exercise in, and it's been really good for our family. And you know, your journey might look different. There might be things that you like to do as a family, but it's just getting out there and making memories together, and that's what we found that has been good for us.
So we promised Hensley before we leave Zion National Park, we would let her get an animal she could collect here. I don't know which one she's gonna pick out. And then we're gonna meet up with some friends at our RV and just spend some time around the campfire. We're gonna let Hensley get to picking something out, and we will catch you guys later. Hensley, do you want the rattlesnake, the 3 little puppets, or do you want the bat? Which one do you want? Okay.